till the day I die.
Welcome back to the Jonah Ben Podcast. I am your co-host, Ben, joined by the host of the Jonah Ben Podcast, Jonah.
Hi, welcome. It's a Tuesday afternoon at about 4:22 p.m. 3 days ago, the New York Red Bulls and Los Angeles Galaxy made history. Do you want to start with that?
Of course I do.
Which game would you like to start with?
The New York Red Bulls. The New York Red Bulls won their first ever Eastern Conference Championship with a 1-0 win over Orlando City at Explorer Stadium on Saturday night. It was the first time those two sides have been in the playoffs, and it showed that the Red Bulls were the best team in the East. Red Bulls last team standing from the Eastern Conference. Galaxy the last team standing in the Western Conference. Galaxy, I mean, they're a good team. I don't know much. For the Red Bulls, their victory, it didn't come up as really that much of a surprise with a 1-0 scoreline with Tolkien assisting Reyes for the game-winning goal. Reyes, that was a beautiful header. Honestly. Beautiful, beautiful header.
Technical difficulties, Ben, please continue.
For the Red Bulls, Coronel came up huge with stopping a major breakaway from Facundo Torres that was saved by Coronel. Kept it 0-0 at the time. Ended up mattering in the end because the Red Bulls only won by one goal. So, Red Bulls move on. Orlando City are out. And so are the Seattle Sounders, who lost another 1-0 game with the Los Angeles Galaxy, winning with Ricky Puig playing on a torn ACL. That is crazy. He played 30 minutes on a torn ACL. So, Galaxy move on. They beat Sounders. So, we have Red Bulls versus Galaxy in the MLS Cup final.
My thoughts on each game. I thought Red Bulls Orlando City Soccer Club in the first half was pretty, let's just call it pragmatic and cagey. In other words, boring. I mean, hardly any chances or shots for the Red Bulls in the first half. Of course, Orlando had a great opportunity. It was Facundo Torres. Again, of any player on Orlando to have that opportunity, you'd want it to be him in theory. He shoots it straight at Coronel. Good reflexes by Coronel, though, to parry it out and not just let it go straight back to him. But after that, in the second half, Orlando could not get anything going. And again, that's a huge testament to Tolkien's amazing cross to Reyes, who has a great header off the post. Gillespie has no chance. It's not his fault, despite the fact that he had 0 saves in that match. But after that, it was really a repeat to me of the game in Columbus in Game 1 for the Red Bulls. Once they got a lead, they just tightened the ship up and pretty much didn't allow anything. The greatest chance after the Reyes goal for either team was when Manuel had a 1v1 where he had a very heavy touch while he was stumbling and he bailed out Orlando. Should have been 2-0, but I mean, regardless. Red Bulls really, I don't want to, it's a cliche for the Red Bulls themselves, but I'd say they dominated without the ball, which I think it was Danny Higginbottom who said that after Game 1. And it was very true for the Eastern Conference Final. I mean, I think it was just another great team effort by the Red Bulls. Nobody in particular had an amazing game, but they didn't really need individual excellence like they have needed from, of course, Emil Forsberg or Tolkien or Morgan at moments throughout the regular season. Now, moving on to LA Galaxy Seattle. I did not watch this entire match. Neither team was particularly incredible. It was a pretty even possession-wise. Galaxy had 13 shots to Seattle's 8, but both had each keeper had 4 saves. Jovelic's goal was just agonizingly past the outstretched arms of Stefan Fry. Stephen?
Stefan.
It is Stefan. I mean, it's spelled Stefan, but of course, like you said, Ricky Puig, who is going to be out for the MLS Cup final, which is a big deal, had the assist on that goal despite playing on a torn ACL for the last 30 minutes. Crazy. Jovic, the striker, pretty much pushed it into the bottom left corner. It's a good goal. Ricky Puig will be sorely missed, though, for Galaxy in the final. So I think this was the deserved matchup. I think both teams outplayed. Again, not by a lot. Both games were pretty even, but I'd say both teams deserve to be here if you've watched the playoffs thus far. What would you say?
So what say, I'd agree with your point on how no one really stood out for the Red Bulls. A guy who didn't even contribute to the goal got man of the match, Cameron Harper. So
He
really,
made
it's
hustle plays throughout the match, though.
yeah, but he didn't contribute to the result on the
Well, I mean,
scoreboard.
he contributes to the nil,
Yes, but it's not a direct result from it. From his performance. You know what I mean?
I suppose. Well, who would you say then would be a direct of the nil? Just Carlos?
Tolkien.
Well, I mean, no, for the nil
Oh,
part of it, for keeping the clean sheet, which the Red Bulls have in
Reyes.
all three of their road games.
Reyes.
Reyes and
Yeah.
Coronel and Harper and Tolkien and Nealis.
I'd give Reyes man of the match.
As bad of Nealis when he whiffed on that ball where Harper had to bail him out there. Everyone in defense had a good game. You would have given Reyes man of the match.
Yes.
I would have still stuck with Tolkien because it was just
It was
great
Harper.
ball.
Who
Well, I know
man
it
of
was
the match.
Harper, but no, my pick was always Tolkien
Yeah.
on Saturday, and I'd stick with it now. Anything else you want to include, or do you want to move on to the MLS Cup preview?
I'd say that I don't know how the Galaxy are going to perform without Puig. It's going to be interesting. That's something that's going to affect the game tenfold on Saturday.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously I'd say 95% of MLS I've watched this year was the Red Bulls, but I'd say that with the Galaxy that I have watched, they're very entertaining, but of course, like their point guard or their facilitator, of course, is, some people call it a quarterback, it doesn't really make sense, but has been Ricky Puig. I know people call him Poosh, well, he's injured. No one will be saying either, besides the fact that, he's not playing. But games, of course, in Carson, so I think that plays a part. I mean, the Red Bulls have not allowed a single goal on the road this playoff run, and they've scored first in all. Well, yes, they've scored the only goals, but still. This will be, like you said. I don't know if it's a clashing of styles, almost. Orlando almost, you thought, wanted to give the Red Bulls possession in the first half, at least in the first 25 minutes of the Eastern Conference Final. I doubt Galaxy will do that. I'm sure it'll be 75% possession for the Galaxy, 30 to 25% for the Red Bulls, especially if the Red Bulls can score the first goal again, which they have in almost every game. Well, they've had the lead in every single game, and they've scored first in 3 out of the 4, so that's a winning formula, obviously. But for the Galaxy, they kept a clean sheet against the decent Seattle side. They allowed 2 goals against Minnesota that didn't really matter, but they have allowed goals, which the Red Bulls haven't. So the old phrase "defense win championships." I mean, that's what Sandra Schwartz and the Red Bulls are hoping for. Any more comments? And for your trip to LA, Ben?
I think I got to be honest. Red Bulls, they're the underdogs going into this match, so you really got to think Galaxy are the favorites. So Red Bulls Galaxy, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific time at Dignity Health Sports Park, home of the formerly home of the San Diego Chargers. You got to think that you got to put money on LA. That's the problem.
Wow.
So
I did not expect that.
If I am
That's
on
going
the better
in the
half
title.
hour, I am putting all my money on the Red Bulls, but that's because I'm biased. So I think this match will be decided. It's going to be decided in the trenches. It's going to look like the Red Bulls out there. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be everything you want as a Red Bulls fan.
So you're saying it's going to favor the New York Red Bulls in this
Yes.
match? Well, I mean, it's your opinion. Of course, if you somehow don't know, we both have season tickets to the Red Bulls, so this is a little bit of a slanted view from the Jonah and Ben podcast. Also, you forgot to mention that this game is on Fox. The Red Bulls' first game on Fox since...
Game 1. Round 1.
But that was on FS1. I mean Fox Major.
Probably 2018.
Probably, and if even that.
So, probably ECF 2018.
That was on Fox and not ESPN? Probably.
No.
Who knows? Well, one may have been on Fox and the other on ABC.
We were on ESPN back then. Probably something 2018, 2019, something.
Well, it could have been just a regular season game on
Yeah.
Fox. Well, they do those. Just the Red Bulls haven't been on one of those in at least 5 years. Back when BWP was in prime form.
We'll be on one next year.
Well, if we win the cup, that's for certain. Well, I mean,
Well, we know we're gonna have a Galaxy game next year because
Of course, this is why you skip to the end of the video, is to hear our predictions. Do you want to go first, or should I?
You go first.
All right. Game is in Carson. Win or go home. Well, it's been true for the last 3 games for the Red Bulls, and it's been true for the last 3 games for the Galaxy. I am going to go for the upset. I'm going to pick the underdogs. Again, no bias. Yes, there's plenty of bias. I'm going to go for both teams are going to be shitting themselves. So I'm going to go for Red Bulls 1-0 win in 120 minutes. I think the Red Bulls somehow get like a puck luck goal like they've been getting in the 111th minute from midfielder Felipe Carballo.
All right.
Your turn.
So for me, I'm gonna have a New York Red Bulls 2-0 victory with a first goal coming in the 89th minute and then another goal coming in injury time. So Red Bulls 2, Galaxy 0 is my prediction for the 2024 MLS Cup Final at DDD Health Sports Park. Any more thoughts, Jonah?